The avatar was actually created by a software developer, not a marketer. And okay, so let me go through. Let me actually
start there.
Let me pull up the tweet that I'm about
Sarah,
to
that would have
post
been a
here.
great intro to the episode 7 minutes ago. Welcome back to Brain Driven Brands, episode 130. And we're back to doing weekly shows.
Woo! It only took us like almost 4 months.
2 months.
To come back.
One off. It's fine.
Oh,
How are
boy.
you? How's life?
So great. I'm
That
constantly
didn't sound true. That didn't
not.
even sound a little bit
It's
true.
not. I tried to talk to Consumer Casey the other day, my husband. I tried so hard to explain to him what's actually happening in the industry. And I need to write like a script for anybody who has a spouse who's not in D2C for explaining what the hell we're experiencing. Because he was like he listened actively. Wow. Oh, interesting. And I was like, what do you think about all this? Like, this is the thing. He was like, that sounds hard. That's challenging for you. That was the best that came out. That was all I could do. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go talk to Nate.
That's funny.
Nate
I take
would.
the opposite approach. I try to not talk to Steph about the industry stuff.
That's actually really smart. I talked to Casey because I
She doesn't need to hear it.
wasn't talked to, but I'm like, help me with this. What do you think? And he's like, I don't know, man. It sounds like it's a lot right now.
Yeah.
How are you? How's things? How's the
Great.
week? What you been doing? What you been up to? Obviously, you guys are growing. You're doing a lot of restructuring of like all of the different internals of the business, and I love it.
Yeah.
All your updates make me so happy.
Yeah, my first quarter here was just kind of like learning and like observing.
Yeah.
And then this past quarter was like, all right, tear down everything, rebuild everything.
Get it.
Growing acquisition a whole bunch, which is fun. Building an internal team, which I desperately prefer to anything else. So super happy with a couple of the people I brought in, and then the people that were on the team already are adjusting to their new roles very well. So
amazing.
Yeah, life's good.
I'm stoked. Okay, well, this will be good for honestly the conversation we're going to have today to share with your internal team because I'm breaking things again. My question to you today might ruffle some feathers. I want to know, do you think we should care who our ads bring in? Do you think we should care about who our ads bring in? Meaning, if my ad brings in a 45-year-old mom in Texas and a 25-year-old dude who lives in LA, should I care about should I split up all my marketing? Should I go in different, should I seriously obsess over the differences or should I optimize for their similarities is what I'm asking.
Oh, wow. What a loaded question.
That's what I'm saying.
It's going to be a good podcast, actually. I'm excited about this because the answer is
to know
yes, you should care because you do need to know.
Okay. All right.
I think you need to know.
Okay. Yeah.
I do think we focus way too much on our persona differences than their similarities.
This is what I want to know.
The example that I always give for this stuff is there's a lot of different reasons why someone buys your product, right?
Yeah.
You can buy whiskey because you're sad and upset and stressed and frustrated, or you can buy it because you're happy and celebrating. Yeah. So 2 opposite states of mind can bring you to the same thing. Yeah. You're going to have a much better chance optimizing for the similarities, understanding where the differences are and creating funnels around them. But if you're marketing whiskey to a 55-year-old female or a 25-year-old guy, it's kind of the same thing. Kind of don't care.
Yeah. Yep. And this is why I've been going down this rabbit hole.
I could argue this both ways.
I know. This is why I brought it to you because I was like, help me think through this. Because I'm leaning towards I would rather optimize for similarities than try and build siloed funnels for one very teeny tiny person. And this is somebody's going to come to me and be like, Sarah, you've always told us that we should break everything apart by avatar and it has to be very specific. Yes, but maybe I should have clarified what I meant by avatar. So let's start there, shall we?
Yeah.
What is an avatar?
Define the who we're talking about because you started with age and gender, and then I went to mindset, which is a different thing.
Yes.
So define who.
Okay. So according to AI, at least, a customer avatar, and this is the reason why I'm doing this, because you and I had different views of what an avatar was. Customer avatar is detailed fictional profile representing a business ideal customer, used to tailor marketing messages, improve products, and boost ROI.
Okay, so based on the word profile, I would assume we're including age, gender, where they
Yes.
live.
Demographics,
A lot
psychographics,
of
challenges,
demographics.
pain points. Yeah. The interesting part is, so I went down a rabbit hole of this the other day and tried to figure out where the hell did this come from?
Yeah.
The avatar was actually created by a software developer, not a marketer. And okay, so let me go through. Let me actually
start there.
Let me pull up the tweet that I'm about
Sarah,
to
that would have been
post
a great
here.
intro to the episode 7 minutes ago.
Sorry.
We're still shaking off the rust
I'm
at Brain Driven
sorry.
Brands, guys. We are getting back in the flow of podcasting. Bear
Okay.
with us.
Okay, so fun fact here. Customer avatar was not invented by a marketer. It was invented by a software developer named Alan Cooper in 1983. He was trying to figure out how real humans would use his software, not who would buy it, but how they would use it. So he went and interviewed a woman named Kathy, who was a project manager at an ad agency, so he could understand how she might use his software. And then anytime he ran into a new feature or screen or button, he would just like ask himself, what would Kathy do? What would Kathy do? Not who is Kathy. And that's why I'm struggling, because I'm like,
yeah,
ooh, we get real hyped on that who. So he would literally just like prance around his office, and anytime he would click on a new screen, he would like put himself into Kathy mode and be like, where would Kathy go from here? So that's where it started.
So this is where, like, I think is probably the argument we should be having is like, how do you define who? Because I will take the stance of like, you should care who your ads are reaching and who is buying from you. But the way that I define who, age and gender are like the last priorities on that list.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you do it. You flip it and do it backwards.
Yeah, like I want to go with like mindset, how they're feeling, what they're hoping the product does for us. I think that defines who. And then the age and gender thing really just comes out in the details of like, how am I gonna, like, what words am I gonna choose?
Yes. Yep.
But the core message will stay the same as long as the core motivation does.
Well, and this is why I'm struggling with this, because I was on this giant like motion presentation with a bunch of like new and intermediate creative strategists, right? So I was teaching research, which is very difficult to teach, because like, how do you condense research for creative strategy down into 90 minutes? I was like, oh my God. So I talked about the fact that you have to understand customer. I think that's critical and important. You have to understand the person that you're going after, but which order you target, I think, is important. The only reason why I have beef with the current version of it is I'm seeing this like mindful Melissa. She's 25. She struggles with like feeling overwhelmed. I see all of these where it's like this is an AI version. I can tell it's AI generated, and it's all these different emotions that are like probably accurate, but it still tells you nothing about what messages are going to get her to purchase.
Yeah.
What type of ad should I make? What type of creator should I look for? What type of copy should I write? I don't know. So I'm not super concerned about the fact that we have avatars. I think that's critical. I'm upset about how we map out their information on a page.
Do you know what's crazy is like both these things are true. Meaning that like at OG, we had messaging that worked best for men and messaging that worked best for women. But that messaging that worked well for women worked for everyone.
Oh,
like
interesting.
That was our whole site during our Christmas sale, and every ad was show your man he's worth every second with a watch as unique and storied as he is.
Yep.
And yes, 80% of our customers during that time are women.
Yep.
But 20% of them are men. And they still saw that ad and bought that watch more efficiently than they do all year.
That's a bonkers.
So like, this is where it's really weird. It's like, we can split personas and split the funnels. And get hyper targeted. But that message of show your man he's worth every second still works for a guy, because he's not buying it for someone else. He's buying it for himself. But he wants to show himself he's worth it.
It's so tough because and this is the reason why it's tough, because I've built full customer avatars for customers recently, in fact. And it's been incredibly helpful for them, because we took them from very generic style avatars to psychographic avatars. And even that jump of basically just rearranging the information that they had on their document That small jump was very helpful. The next jump I want to make, though, is not targeting who so much. I want to target way more whens, because in this particular case, your customers in OG, male and female, had the same when, which is I want to show somebody, whether it's my partner, my spouse, or myself, appreciation. That's it. That was the when. So I'm starting to think about this now. It's like, how do we remap the customer avatar from jobs to be done, demographics, and psychographics into something that tells the marketer what to do? And this is why I hate the current avatar. Still, even after all the emotion we put on it, I'm like, it's still not quite good enough for me. Because I'm like, still doesn't tell me what to do. It only tells me a little more information is all.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. We need to start with when. Start there. I would still argue that eventually you need to get to who. I told you about the insight of meeting a customer from OG to like not a nice event, but like a decent event. Wore beat up jeans and dusty boots. And that guy has the same emotion as any other customer out there, but like that insight made us talk differently, made us shoot visuals a little bit differently. It made us flip the words from because he deserves a watch, as rugged and unique as he is.
That's right.
To from he's earned a watch.
He's earned it.
Because these guys don't feel like they deserve anything. They don't want to be handed anything. They want to go out and work for it and earn everything they've got. So I think like eventually getting down to the specifics of that who matter, but it's like it's the last 5% of the work.
Okay, thank you for helping me think about this, because I was about to post it this week, and the whole entire like premise of it, I was just like, this is not quite what I think I believe about this, so I need somebody to think with me. But in general, I want to see new customer avatars being built, like the actual sheet that we use on like a weekly or a monthly basis. I want to see them built.
You should pull one out. You should make one and put out.
I tried. I tried to put it out, and I was like, I can't figure out how I want this arranged. So I'll work on it and see if I can build one. But what I want to see is whens, like thousands of them. Like, how many different whens can you think that somebody would need this product or possibly think about wanting this product? I want both of those listed in as many capacities as possible. Then I want which emotions pop up most commonly for those whens. Then I want who might be feeling these emotions the strongest, in that order every single time. When, emotions, and who.
I like it.
That's kind of what I want. So anyways, I'll build you one.
Yeah, and please do. Thanks.
If it helps you guys.
That's what I'm most excited for about the Branger and Pod being back is free consulting from Sarah. Again. I think I've had you on retainer for months. Screw that. Cancel that, boys. Let's get free consulting going now that we have a podcast again. Do you know what I think would be so good for e-com brands?
What?
Is if we could see a picture of everyone who bought from us.
Ooh.
I think we would be blown away at the diversity.
Oh, that would be so fast. Of every customer that
of every single one. And I think like that would probably be the nail in the coffin for how we build personas. To be like, oh, why did this 59-year-old guy and this 18-year-old girl just buy the same thing
the same
on the
product
same day?
Well, and I think that's what I'm kind of trying to hone in on here is Swiffer is a really good example of this. So the only reason Swiffer exists is because they actually partnered with a behavioral science agency, went in and took a look at all these women who were like women and men who were mopping their floors, and found that like environmentally, people were spending more time cleaning like the mop head than they were actually cleaning the floor. So they just invented a Swiffer so you could like throw the mop away, right? The interesting part about this is they were trying to activate environment insights. And that's what I'm trying to get down to is like we kind of skip environment constantly as marketers and go straight for like, let's go after this person's identity. And I'm like, that's part of it.
Let's do a quick exercise that you might cut because when I freestyle segments, it usually doesn't go well. I'm going to get, there's like a fast food Japanese hibachi steakhouse place near me. It's disgusting. But I've eaten clean for weeks in a row. And I'm going to get like a steak and rice Japanese hibachi thing. tonight. I'm very excited.
It, right?
It's $12. It's really gross. It's low quality meat, but I love it because I've earned it, right?
You've earned it. Emotion.
But like, it's always very surprising to me to see the other people at that spot. Some of them are Japanese, like, and they want like some kind of food that reminds them of home.
Yeah.
Some of them are construction workers that just got off a brutal week. And then there's me, who's like worked at his cushy desk all day and drives his nice car to the drive-thru.
Isn't that interesting? And look at how many avatars are in this room.
Yeah, and it's just like so obvious. I like the funnier example is like the Taco Bell drive-thru at midnight. It's like beat up Nissan, Bentley, and then an Uber Eats driver behind him in a Toyota. And it's like, 100%. Yeah, it's just, that's actually the best example.
100%.
Taco Bell drive-thru at midnight. You want to market to who?
I don't know that you'll be able to. You won't be able to like cover them all. There's too many. But there's a very finite amount of wins. So yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, it's midnight and they needed food. Like,
there you go.
That's the win. Market to that, which is like which was their campaign for years, was like open late.
Open late, yeah, and they did great with it. I mean, they crushed it. Yeah. Ooh. This is so interesting. I want to continue talking about this though, because there are holes in my theory, and I recognize them and I realize them. So before you call me out, there are holes in this theory. The holes that I can see currently is, okay, what happens then when you market to the when and you want to put more money towards a specific type of person that just keeps coming in over and over, right? Or what happens when we are only a women's skincare brand and we're not marketing towards men? What happens when we're tampon brand and the who is defined? There's holes. I get it. Like, this is why I'm trying to work through it. I still think the when is more important than almost anything else. Yeah. And that comes down to your product and your category more than anything.
I think we've just built it on the wrong foundation.
Yes. I think so
which is why I think like you can't leave the who out completely, because like your house needs shingles.
Yeah.
But shingles are not the foundation.
Yep.
And that's where I think it's really important. And like that's where I think like we did have gains at OG marketing to men and women separately.
Yeah.
But the core message and emotion and the core when stayed the same throughout all of it.
Yeah.
We then just tailored individual, at times, ads, campaigns, landing pages to the who. But again, like it was minor changes. And if you like handcuffed me and said you can only market to one, the when or the who, what are you going to choose? I'd market to the when.
Yep. When. Who is much harder to nail down. We have to stop this though, because now I'm like in a rabbit hole and I'm like,
market to when first.
I don't think. Market to when.
When first. Why second?
Why
who
second?
Third?
Yeah. Who third? Yeah. When, why, and who.
When, why, who.
There you go. Woo! We did it.
Sounds like a town in a Dr. Seuss.
Market.
And the locals in when, why, who were
not marketers. That's damn
doing something.
We solved marketing.
We fixed it. There you go, guys.
We fixed it. You're welcome.
That'll be the last episode we ever do. We fixed it. We solved marketing.
Okay.
As always, this is all easier said than done. Good luck. Go work hard and try to do it better than the last time you did it. Thanks for listening to Brain Driven Brands.
Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. Appreciate you guys listening. If you want to follow me, I'm at Sarah Levinger. Anywhere you consume content, he is at Nate Lagos. If you like this show and if you like this episode, go ahead and like, subscribe, share with a friend. Drop us a review when you have a minute. We would appreciate it. Otherwise, have a great week. We'll see you next time.